Oh yeah, pipe smokers, yeah. This is the Paul Gilson YouTube channel, and you guessed it, I'm Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy. Yeah. So we're gonna have a smoke together. Yeah, it's Tuesday the 20th of May. So grab your favorite pipe, grab your favorite blend, and grab your favorite beverage. Let's smoke something together. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, of course, we have a Busch beer here. Cheers, everyone. Yeah. Let's start something on fire. I've got a gorgeous Canadian pipe here. It's a beautiful pipe. It doesn't have a name on it. It just says made in Italy on the bottom. No bowl number, no name. I don't know who made this pipe. It's a great smoker. It's got like a, I don't want to spill the tobacco out, but it's got a smoky looking, well, you know what that's called. I don't know. I'm tired. It's got a smoky looking mouthpiece on it. Let's start it on fire. And in that, we have my buddy hooked me up with this. My good friend, the Novice Piper, hooked me up with Jacob's Latakia by Abbey Pipe Club. This has Latakia in it that's 42 years old. Let's set it on fire. That's good. Yeah, so I just want to do a shout out for all you people, because going through all the stress of the bank that I was dealing with before and things that they wanted that I couldn't provide, that were ridiculous of them to ask for. It all started because I used to have a company, a corporation, all right, and I shut the corporation down in 2016. I got the letter from New York State saying it's dissolved as of February of 2016. So I asked everybody, all right, the only checking account I have is this business checking account that has my name on it and my old corporation name. Is that going to be okay? And everyone's like, yeah, it should be fine. Well, it wasn't. It was not fine. The bank wanted to see tax returns for 2023 and 2024. I don't have those. I haven't been in business with my corporation since 2016. I can't provide those. I even sent them the letter from the state. They wouldn't let it go. So my buddy, who's my loan officer, great guy, I said, man, what are we going to do? He's like, well, for a week, he's like, well, you know, the underwriter's checking with her boss. I said, look, dude, I'm out of time. I'm out of time. What should I do? I got this mortgage broker. He's like, look, just put your application in with a mortgage broker. They're not a bank. They can do a lot of stuff that banks can't do. So the branch manager of this mortgage company is a nice young Italian guy, probably early 40s. I fill out the application. He pulls my credit. He's like, Paulie, You got great credit. You know, I says, yeah, I know I do. I pay my bills. He's like, your credit score is way over 700. He says, you got 7 years on the job, 11 years at your current residence. You got all the money saved up for the down payment to close this house. We are 100% going to make this happen for you. And I was like, all right, we might have something there. These mortgage brokers, they know the appraisers, they know the bank people, they all work together, and they're all making money off of this, okay? And you know what? That's okay. I'm okay that they make plenty of money off of me. If you're in a business like that, you should be profitable. I have nothing against that at all. Not trying to chisel them down or anything. I says, look, dude, here's the money I have for a down payment. Here's the payment I need to stay within. And he did it. The loan's not closed yet. Now, they didn't waste any time. I called them at 3 o'clock on Friday, last Friday. Yesterday and today, I'm getting all these documents to sign. They order the appraisal. They know the appraisal guy, all right? He's going to go in there. He's going to look the house over. They all work together, okay? Because they'll make money off of this. So they're not going to screw me over or anything like that, but they all make money off of this, okay? They're going to make sure the house is safe and sound. And then I'm going to get my house. And then we're going to have a big party. So here again, I appreciate you all checking in on me, making sure I'm okay. I'm okay. I even talked to my landlord this weekend, and originally he gave me 60 days, to be out of the house, which was fair. And he's like, how's the house going? And I was like, I can't rush the bank. Here's what happened. The first bank, the loan blew up. I'm going with a mortgage broker now. He's like, I'll tell you what. I'm going to extend the time they have to be out of here from 60 days to 90 days, which is way more than fair. And I bet if I even needed a little extra time beyond that, as long as I'm paying rent, I'm not a scumbag. I'm not, a lot of people, once they get that notice from the landlord saying, hey man, I need you to be out of here because I got other plans for this renter property, they'd be scumbags and they'd say, all right, fuck you, I'm not going to pay the rent. I am not a scumbag. I will pay him every dime of the rent that's due. He deserves that. And I have integrity. I'm not going to screw him over. He's been good to me for 11 years. He can be a dick sometimes, but that's okay. Well, what are you going to do? Well, all in all, he's a great guy. I consider him my friend. And after my time is over here, I'd like to continue our friendship, you know. I've never brought up his name on any of these videos, and I never will, because he's a private guy, and I respect that. And there's no reason to say his name. He's just a good guy, man. He's a hard man. He's a fair man. And if he sees that somebody that works for him, or even someone like me that rents from him, is trying and doing their very best, he's going to cut him a little slack, because he's been cut slack. I won't get into it, but he's been cut slack in his lifetime, and he understands that. Yeah. So I'm pretty stoked. Everything is looking good so far. It's not as long as nothing blows up in my face with this loan. I don't know. The branch manager, I says, well, what's your feeling on this? Paul, you got a great credit score. You pay your bills. You got more than 3 years on the job. He says, this loan is definitely going to close. There's no doubt in my mind. And so I have to trust these people, you know. I got money flying out in 20 different directions. But when you buy a house, everybody wants a piece of you, which is okay, you know. That's just the way it goes. But I got the house for less than the original FHA appraisal. And I called my realtor and I said, look, you saw the original FHA appraisal. Now, FHA appraisals are done by guys. They represent the government, because that loan is insured by the government. So they have to be really, really strict with that property. They came up with a grocery list of stuff they wanted and sent me a form saying, who's responsible for all this stuff? You or the seller, or both of you? What they wanted a roof inspection. The roof's fine. I'll have to replace the roof within 5 to 10 years. They wanted a foundation inspection. The foundation's fine. They wanted an electrical inspection. The electrical is all fine. And then they wanted a couple other things. There's a little crack in the back window. They wanted that window replaced. Apparently the guy said that the windows were painted shut. I don't care about that, okay? I don't care if the windows are painted shut, because after I go in there, I'll get a little putty knife and cut through a microscopic amount of paint. The window's going to open right up. They wanted all this stuff done, and so I told my realtor, I said, look, I've already paid for one appraisal through the FHA. That was $500. I'm paying for another appraisal through a conventional mortgage appraisal. They're a lot less looser in their standards, and I think it would behoove both me and the seller, so we don't have this big grocery list of shit that we got to do. So I'm forking out $525 to make that happen, to make it easier for the seller. They've been very nice. And to make it easier on myself, I just want to move in there. Well, if there's things that got to be taken care of after I move in there, I can do that. So the seller did a great job with the inside of the house. I mean, it looks like brand new inside. It's even got a fireplace, okay, which obviously I'd have to have that inspected before I would ever use the fireplace. And eventually I would put a wood-burning stove in where the fireplace, I'd put a wood-burning insert in there because it's much more economical. And probably have to run, a new liner in the chimney and so forth, because the house was built in 1910. But I'm okay with that. I know people that do that stuff. I know a lot of people. I don't care if the windows are painted shut. I'll get in there, like you said, with a putty knife. It's not hard to take care of that stuff. But when the appraiser demands it and all that stuff, it's like, all right, I don't own the house yet. So I don't want to put my time and labor into something that's going to benefit somebody else and not me. I'll take care of it after I get in there. No big deal. It's not rocket science. And actually, I think my utility bills, meaning my heating and all that stuff, is going to be less than it is here, because the house I live in now, it's 1,000 square foot. The house I'm moving into, 1,000 square foot. But this house has a fully enclosed front porch on it, which means that you got the front porch that insulates the front windows of the house. So you got double protection. And it's got a few windows in the back and some on the sides. I think my utility bills will be less than they are here. I'm going to graduate to a cigarette. Oh, yeah. So the house, you pull up the driveway, and then there's the entrance to the house is this huge front enclosed porch, double window panes. They're not brand new. They're from probably the 1960s or 70s, all right? I'll smoke on my front porch, all right? I don't think I'm not gonna smoke in the house. I mean, I may in my bedroom have a morning cigarette or something like that, but probably not. And if I do, it's going to be a huge smoke eater in my bedroom. I don't want my new house to smell like cigarettes. I want people to be able to come over. Most people don't smoke cigarettes now, so I want people to be able to have people over that are like, oh yeah, it smells good in here, Don't want them to come over and be like, oh, this house smells like an ashtray, And I remember back in the 60s and 70s and even through the 80s, you could smoke anywhere, and it never bothered anyone at all. till they came out with the Clean Air Act and no smoking anywhere, basically where people would gather. Not even in bars. And all of a sudden, people got like real sensitive to cigarette smoke. So I don't want to have that in my new house. So I'm not going to smoke in it. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy. Yeah. Live from the outskirts of Rochester, New York. And pretty soon I'm going to be saying live from Rochester, New York, because they're going to be just inside the city limits of Rochester, New York. And I can't wait to be there. It's going to be great. I know God's going to make it happen. I've been led through this process of where I had to trust God, and things were horrible. And I'm like, every morning I'd wake up with a stomach ache, a headache, and I'd want to throw up. I was so stressed out. Some mornings I did throw up, brushing my teeth, just, so stressed out. And now it just seems like, wait a second, I got this new mortgage company. They're like, look, we're gonna walk you through all of this, and we're gonna take you from where we are now to where we close on this house, and it's gonna be yours. We're gonna hold your hand every step of the way, and that is a great feeling. I think God just delivered me there, and it's going to happen. So, anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy. Thank you, everyone, for checking in with me. I'm going to make myself a cheeseburger with extra cheese. Then I'm going to be off to bed. Over, but not out.